Your credit score is your passport to your financial world, and you should protect it. As a woman, you should protect it. Saying no to the ones we love is especially hard for women because we're caregivers, right? We want to naturally help everyone. And I'm not talking about just like loaning a couple bucks here and there. What I'm talking about is co-signing for other people's loans. Why did I bring this up? Well, there was actually a point in my life where someone said no to me. My great aunt actually said no to me on co-signing. And at that point in time, I was a little hurt. I have to admit, I was a little hurt. Basically, my parents couldn't co-sign my loans because their credit scores were so bad, my student loans. And so I was looking for someone that could co-sign my student loans for me so I could go to college, right? And my great aunt actually said no to co-signing those student loans. At the time, I was a little hurt. I'm like, I want to go to college. I'm a really hard worker. She doesn't know that about me, right? She doesn't know what the crystal ball will bring. And she didn't want to take on my debt. She did not want to. And you know what? Now that I know everything that goes on behind like co-signing, I'm actually proud of her. I'm actually proud that she stuck with her gumption and she said, you know what? I love you, Jessica, but I cannot co-sign these. I cannot risk myself financially. So these are the hardcore facts about that, actually, ladies. So the facts are that more than 30% of co-signers get stuck with debt. Yeah. Once you co-sign a loan, whether it be a car loan, a mortgage, or student loans, yeah, you potentially could get stuck with that debt if the person that you're co-signing for, doesn't meet payments on time, right? Can't pay back. Yeah. And get this. Okay, so this is fact number 2, is that 28% of co-signers suffered a drop in their credit score as a result of the primary signer's late payment or default. So you could see a drop in your credit score, right, by co-signing a loan where the primary signers is late or in default, right? So that will affect your credit score as well, right? So you can see why I'm getting nervous here for you, right? Not only would you have to take on the debt, right, but even one late payment. We actually talk about in Before Investing all the criteria that goes into cultivating your credit score. And one of the biggest aspects of it is just being on time with payments. And just one late payment can actually really hurt your credit score. So can you imagine depending on someone else to be on time with their payments and those payments affecting your credit score as well? Yeah, to me, that doesn't sound like a good deal. I don't. So, and then here's a third point that maybe you didn't know when it came to borrowing and how it affects you. So the third point is that co-signing a loan also increases your debt to income ratio because you are liable for the loan once you sign it. That in turn can make it harder for you to borrow yourself if you need to. But here are some ideas of how to sort of steer the conversation so you can show caring without putting yourself at risk. Okay, so here are 3 suggestions. Okay, number 1 is talk it through. Do they really need the purchase? Okay, that's the number 1 thing. Okay, the second one is maybe help them improve their credit score so they don't need a cosigner. Maybe you sit down with them and you go through, all the steps that they can start taking to improve their credit score. Okay, so that potentially they won't need to have a cosigner. Now, what's also interesting about this type of strategy is that if you show your love, right, and caring, you can say, look, I don't feel comfortable co-signing, and these are the reasons why. Educate them, explain to them why. Okay. But also I'd love to help you. You're showing your love and caring. I'd love to help you get your ducks in a row so that you can take care of yourself. Okay. You're teaching them how to cultivate credit score. But not only that, on a psychological basis, If that person is not interested in bettering themselves or bettering their credit score, you know what they'll do? They'll probably be like, this is too hard. And they'll probably walk away, right? And you know that you tried to help. You know you tried to do something positive, right? And you were going to give them the skills to help themselves. But they made the choice. They can make the choice in turn on whether or not to help themselves. Now, the third aspect that you could do is encourage them to add additional income in the form of a side gig or part-time work. So those are three ways you could do it. So you can show caring, you can help, but you can do so without putting yourself in financial risk.